You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about ESPN and their continued quest to take over the world. Now, in the last few days, it has emerged, and I've done a video on this in the past, maybe over on the other sports channel. ESPN very much wants to take control of NFL Network and NFL media. In fact, there's a story out there that it could come at a $2 billion price tag that emerged in the last few days. What does that mean? Well, that means that they will take over things like NFL Red Zone will become an ESPN property. Now, NFL wants this to happen because they don't want to have to pay for the production of any of this, of any of the stuff you see on NFL Network. They want ESPN to house it and produce it, all right? They don't want to be involved with it. So one of the biggest properties they got is Good Morning Football. It's been a very successful show for a long time. Well, we don't know if that's coming or not, but the one thing that looks like it is going with is Peter Schrager. Now, you see that right there. NFL Network's Peter Schrager is in serious talks with ESPN. Well, Andrew Marchand is reporting that this is a done deal. Peter Schrager is leaving Fox and NFL Network, expected to land at ESPN. Wow. He's also got a podcast. I know he goes on The Ringer a lot. That sucks. Love Schrager, but don't watch ESPN. There's a lot of that going around with this story right now. People are saying, and look, I don't watch ESPN. Outside of actual live sporting events where I have no other choice, I don't watch any of these studio shows at all. So this is Front Office Sports. They also put a story out about this. A source said the NFL Insider would contribute across ESPN's daily studio lineup, including NFL Live, Stephen A. Smith's First Take. I mean, good God, who wants to see Peter Schrager get swallowed up by that nightmare that is First Take? And Mike Greenberg's Get Up. Schrager would also be a key contributor during ESPN's tentpole NFL events, including the NFL Draft and Super Bowl week. Keep in mind, Peter Schrager's an NFL insider. So they'll have, if they acquire NFL Network, they're going to have Ian Rappaport, I assume, if he goes with them, Adam Schefter, and Peter Schrager. The only one that won't be involved of the big names is Jay Glazer. If the deal is done in time, it's possible Schrager could even work on ABC or ESPN's upcoming draft coverage. Wow. Multiple sources said the contract between Schrager and ESPN is not finalized. Okay, Andrew Marchand is saying that this is happening, okay? So I don't know exactly what's true. Let me look at the timestamp. This came out after Marchand's tweet, so I don't know if it's not quite done yet or not, but it looks like it's real damn close to being done. It's likely Schrager is leaving his longtime perch as co-host of NFL Network's Good Morning Football, as well as Sunday pregame appearances on Fox, to lengthen ESPN's NFL talent roster. Is still to be determined whether Schrager brings his podcast along with him to ESPN. That could be a problem, too, because I know when they were talking about Cowherd coming from Fox Sports, maybe back to ESPN, there was speculation that one of the biggest issues was ESPN refused to let Colin Cowherd continue to independently have his podcast. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. And, of course, you can understand Cowherd said, well, I'll just stay here. And he created his own podcasting network, The Volume. I don't know what design Schrager's got on that. I know Schrager is on The Ringer a lot as well, talking to Simmons and those other guys. ESPN has been on a hiring spree as it prepares for its first two Super Bowls in 2027 and 2031. Burke Magnus, ESPN's chief content officer, recently hired director Artie Kempner, away from Fox Sports to serve as new director of Monday Night Football. I think that's the guy that had been working with Aikman and Buck at Fox. So now you see the connection there. In fact, right here, directed 2 Super Bowls with Troy Aikman and Joe Buck while at Fox. Will be at the director's chair of ESPN's telecast of the Super Bowl, in L.A. ESPN is also fighting to retain its 45-year-long coverage of the draft. The NFL is currently fielding bids for media rights to its marquee event. Starting in 2026, ESPN/ABC, Fox Sports, Google/YouTube TV are competing with ESPN for rights. Netflix turned down the chance to bid. They didn't want the draft. Although the streaming giant could still change its mind, ESPN has not commented. Very interesting. Very interesting. I know that Peter Schrager thing sucks. Like I said, the Good Morning Football thing is, for a lot of people, really sucks because that's sort of been their, in part, alternative viewing to the talk debate nightmare that is ESPN's morning lineup over there. If you don't want to listen to Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp shout at each other, a lot of people will be like, I want to watch Good Morning Football. Or you're thinking, I don't want to have to listen to LeBron and Lakers crap in order to get around to whatever the football story is that day. And so you go to Good Morning Football or someplace. In my case, now I watch simulcast of radio shows, either out of New York or out of New England or someplace like that, instead of NFL Network or ESPN at this point. But occasionally I would tune in, and I do like that show, The Insiders, as well. This is pretty big news. He's a big name at this point. I remember when it seemed like he was just starting to come up, but it would be a big get for ESPN. It's weird. ESPN's trying to bring some folks on all at the same time, while in the background, Disney's having to lay people off. We've seen all the people they've let go, and they've let go of some really good talent. Todd McShay, David Pollock, Trey Wingo, Mike Golick Sr., these guys that I really like to watch and listen to all these years, they cut them loose. And, of course, the Herd, he left on his own and then chose not to come back. Tell me what you think. Peter Schrager leaving NFL Network and I guess Fox. He's on Fox Sports. So he would be leaving them too if ESPN's buying NFL Network. I guess, I don't know if all these people will come with them or if they'll put their own NFL people in all those spots. You know, I don't think total access exists anymore. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.